Alright guys, I'm prepping for a fishing trip Saturday, and I got a chance to try some stuff because there'll be multiple people on the boat. I am going to also take the normal kind of, stuff that always seems to work for me. But since everybody else on the boat will probably be fishing these type of things, it will give me a chance to try some stuff that I don't always use or that I'm not sure will work. So the plan is, if we run into breaking fish, that these lures here are some things I've always wanted to try and I'm going to give a go. I always wondered what would happen if I threw more of a deep diving crankbait or jerkbait into breaking fish and just kind of went under them a little bit and see maybe I can get a better quality of fish, or maybe it just won't work and I won't get any fish. So that's the first lure I'll probably try to throw if we run into breaking fish. The second lure is a couple months ago, before it was getting too cold. I got into trying to work some twitch baits around here. They worked really well, believe it or not. The Uzuri caught me. There's a Uzuri twitch bait that I use that caught me some decent sized fish. During that time, I was looking for ones on Amazon and ran into this guy. It's a bomber. I haven't actually got a fish with it yet, but I have thrown it off the dock. And to be honest, I don't like the action that much. If you notice, the most twitch baits, ooh, that's sharp hooks, have the ring in the nose, and this one has it on top. So this guy, he kind of runs like a cross between a twitch bait and a lipless crankbait or a rattle trap, whatever you call them. But I bought them. I got two of them, so I want to give them a whirl, and if we're into some fish, I'm gonna throw it in there and see what it does. You never know, it could be something really good and fun to work. So that's the second thing I'll try if I get some fish on this one, or we're running into enough fish, then I'll try this one next. The next thing I want to try is a bustum bait or BKD, either one, these type of fluky type lures, but rigged in this manner. I used to fish with these a lot, bass fishing, and I caught all kinds of stuff. So I started fishing with this one during lunch off the shore and caught all kinds of nice striper with that. So I just want to see what happens if I throw it into breaking fish, if it does a good job. The reason I like it is because unlike this, it's going to run at a certain depth. This one will sink a little bit, but not as much. This one will just keep sinking. So you could work it at different, to me, it just gives you more ability to work different water columns. I really want to try the big one and catch bigger fish with it, but if the rest of the boat's catching and I throw this one and it doesn't, I might try the little one. And if I still don't catch and stuff, then I'll probably just not try it anymore, but I'm sure it'll work. But this is the one that I really want to see if it works for me. And then the last thing is this. It's another twitch bait, but look how pretty that is. It's made by Sea Striker. I saw them here at my local tackle shop. I've used one. I lost it yesterday. It works pretty good. It was just a bunch of schoolies, but the action's really nice. I'd be interested to see what happens if you throw this in with some decent fish, if they go for it, if they like it. Really cheap, really pretty lure. Sea Striker makes some decent stuff for like cheaper cost. So it's made out of cedar. You could see it in there. So that's the other thing I want to try. Over here, I've got, if we run into a bunch of stacked fish on ledges, and since I have other people on the boat, they can throw maybe more that type of thing or that. And if they start catching fish, then I want to try to throw this guy. I made a video on this explaining it, so I won't go into too much depth. But I actually ran up from my house almost down to Point Lookout, but down the eastern shore, and I found some decent fish. They were so far and few between, not really stacked up, that when I found them, I couldn't bring myself to throw these things. I was throwing that actually, and I caught some decent fish. The next day I went down the western shore and I found stacked fish and working birds, but little fish. And I went around the edges and through the middle and all over, and I just couldn't get a decent sized fish. But again, I started with that guy there, and once I started hitting fish, a whole bunch of them, I moved to one of these type. I'll show you some of that action now. Yeah, I was pretty happy with myself. I made it down to no point from Solomon's. That's the furthest. I made it a little further actually, but that's the furthest I've ever been able to get in my little boat. So I was pretty pleased with myself. Not the size I was hoping for, but it worked. Another baby. Maybe there's a big one in here somewhere. And as you saw, they were all little fish, so I think the thing works pretty good. These freaking hooks, I forget the brand name I bought at the tackle shop near me, they're super sharp. I don't think I'm gonna need both the hooks. I was catching fish that didn't even hit the damn thing through the tail. Like I caught 3 fish through the tail and some through the side. I mean, they just get near that thing, and not the side like they brushed it. I mean the side down towards the tail. Maybe they hit it with their tail, but I don't know. But I can probably get rid of one of these hooks. But if we get into some good fish and people on the boat are jigging them up, I want to try this one mainly. And this one too. That one's probably not heavy enough, but I'll give it a go at some point if these are successful or I'm catching fish with them. And then there's that guy. I might give him a try. There'll be a lot of people on the boat, so it might not sink fast enough, but I'm in the right position. I might give it a try. But that is my goal, to give these things a try and use the other people on the boat using this kind of stuff, you know, the more traditional stuff. Use them to show me that there's fish there and see what these things can do, and we'll see what happens. I always have trouble taking too much stuff when I go on other people's boats, so I got it down to 2 little containers. I'm pretty proud of myself. Thanks for watching.